Okay, today I'm eating some swede. What I've done is I've taken the whole swede and I've sliced it up on the cheap ass mandolin slicer. Okay, which is quite a cool toy. Just hold it up there, hold your vegetable on it, hold one hand on there to keep it safe. You can use a special thing with prongs in it to hold your vegetable. And then just slice, 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 slice. Then you got slices. Once you got the slices, the next stage is set them flat on your chopping board, and then you can see where the rind is. Then you just chop around the rind and get rid of the rind, and then you got discs which you can then slice up into chips, thus increasing the surface area of the individual pieces of vegetable so that the heat from the steamer can get into it. I put the cold water into the cheap ass 10-pound steamer so it can heat up and bring the water to the right temperature whilst I'm preparing the vegetables. Your remaining pieces of vegetable that you're going to put back into the fridge, you can put into food bags or wrap them in cling film or aluminium foil to keep them fresh for longer when it's in the refrigerator. And again, this is supplies you can get from your nice 90s store, budget store, and so on and so forth. They're cheap but very important to preserve your food for longer so that your money goes further when you're doing the shopping. Keeping in with the orange theme, I'm going to put some carrots into it, get them peeled, then sliced, and so I've got more orangey things to put in. I'll then go on to the green stuff, which is going to be good old-fashioned traditional greens. As that's the root crop, that's going to take longer to cook because it's like quite densely packed, especially carrots themselves. They need to be treated for longer cooking. So I'm going to shove the carrots in first, and I'm going to shove the swede in, and we'll start to prepare the green leafy component. Savoy cabbage. Slice off a wedge and then just take your kitchen knife, slice that bit off, and then this can be sliced up into little vertical pieces and then sliced again to make it all nice and small, because the cellulose in the leaf needs to be broken down by the heat so your body can digest out the good vitamins, good minerals, and all that other good stuff, which is why we have green stuff. No meal is complete without a bit of broccoli. Now, instinctively we think, oh my god, broccoli, disgusting. That goes back to childhood, because when you're a child you've got something genetic inside you which means that you're repulsed by all kinds of strange green stuff, and that's like an evolutionary thing to stop you from having poisonous herbs when you're, in your early days. But in our adult life we tend to keep that way of thinking when we really shouldn't, because this stuff is this is God's gift to humanity. It's got tons of good stuff in it. Now I'm putting the broccoli in last because broccoli cooks very quickly. So whilst I got the swede and the carrot and the cellulose-rich cabbage going on in there, I'm then going to put, wait a little while whilst I'm prepping up the broccoli prior to shoving that in the steamer and getting that going too. Once you slice the stalks off, shove the florets on its backside or its head, depending on how you look at it, and then slice the floret up into 4, which opens up the stem to get plenty of the heat and steam going into it. Some people think like I do steamed vegetables in the microwave, therefore I'm okay. I always feel better when I steam vegetables in a steamer, whether it's a stovetop steamer or an electric steamer, for some reason. Now, I'm not against microwave cooking. I think it's great to do your potatoes, to do your porridge and that sort of thing, but I don't think it's any good for your proper green vegetables. So essentially, this piece of crap here from China cost me £10 from a cheap supermarket, so it's the main cooking equipment I use when I'm doing, proper cooking with heat, so, it's plugged into the mains, and it's very energy efficient too. So get yourself a cheap-ass steamer. A steamer this size is okay for between 1 and 4 people's worth of vegetables. I don't tend to do meat or fish in a steamer of this type because of cleaning issues. It's much easier for me to clean up a metal stovetop steamer, so I tend to steam my chicken, my fish, and the rest of that on a stovetop steamer, because you can just scrub that down with greater ease because of the heating component in this. You don't want any of the fat of the chicken or lamb or fish getting all clogged up in there, and you can get issues of germs and bad flavors and bad odors coming in, so you don't want to do that. We'll leave that until the cheap shitty mechanical timer is gone, then I got myself a good lunch, healthy, full of vitamins, minerals and all the rest of that. And it doesn't really take all that much in the way of preparation more than preparing food for microwave cooking anyway. Apart from, it just takes a bit longer to cook. What you need to do is work out what time you need to put your vegetables in. So you put your broccoli in last, okay, root vegetables first, then your leafy greens, then your broccoli. And hey presto, it'll be done in time. It'll all be perfectly cooked and nice and bang on. It's no more complex than just shoving everything into a microwave, okay? Microwave is good for some things. It's great for you who want to make a soup, okay? You can put everything into a plastic container with a lid, shove that into the microwave, blitz it until it's nearly soft, and then shove it into a blender, and then you've got a soup. You can also do the same with steamed vegetables. Steam them to buggery, basically. Then shove them into the blender, and then blend them all up. And then you got yourself a soup, probably with more vitamins and minerals in it. Simples. Now when it comes to dessert, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these containers here, which have got, each container's got 3 bananas sliced up in them, okay, and I've frozen them. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to shove it into a blender, and that will go into instant ice cream. And I'm going to add mixed spices so it's going to taste warm and Christmassy, as well as being like a real ice cream made purely from fruit. And that is real coffee, which I made up. And I've frozen into lollipops, and I've had one of those today, as already you can see, and it was absolutely fantastic. So I'm still having healthy stuff, and I'm still having kinds of confectionery and great desserts. Give it a go.